Hello again, YouTube. This is the truth, man. Giving you the truth. I'm still gonna keep giving you the truth. It's just some stuff I'm gonna have to watch how I say it, because you got weirdos passing laws right now. So you gotta watch how you say things on YouTube going forward. But this, I want to talk about like the hood life, and things I learned along the way growing up in one of Milwaukee's most notorious hoods, which wasn't always that way when we was little. You had knuckleheads the whole time. But when we was little, our neighborhood actually was a lot better. And, the teachers were a whole lot more mentally tough and cared. But the main thing you need to understand about the hood is you want to try to respect everyone while fearing no one. Respect everyone while fearing no one. You want to kind of mind your own business. You don't want to start trouble, but if trouble come your way, do what you got to do. And these are the things, like, if people will follow the golden rules of hood life, the murder rate would drop dramatically. Don't be stepping on nobody's toes, because if you trying to talk to somebody's girl right in front of them, you being a simp and you trying to step on their toes. You really shouldn't. If you know that's somebody's girl, you really should find your own girl. I mean, that's just a manly thing to do. But people don't be following the rules of the hood. And like, I've had many friends die. Like with hood stuff, some, unfortunately, like, one deleted himself. Guy I grew up with, same neighborhood, And I learned a lot of things along the way. And one of the things I learned is that nobody's invincible. I want to tell you this. One of my guys that I grew up with, J-Dog, we called him J-Dog. He had a situation with the police, which is one reason why, like, one guy in particular, me and him never got along. But that's why some of my guys got mad at me over the George Floyd stuff, because they was trying to compare the George Floyd stuff to my guy J-Dog, which was a totally different situation. You can't compare the two. But they were comparing the two based on their emotions. So one thing about J-Dog is I could go to J-Dog literally when he was alive, when we were, we was out there together. And I could be like, man, this dude, he talking SHIT, man. I got 2 AKs, man, let's do this. Or I could say something like, man, let's just jump this dude, man. He was down for it. Like, he was, like I was telling my sons about him. He was harder in terms of hardcore than practically 90% of the guys. No disrespect to anybody in this country. Like, he literally was. But the thing about him is, even though he was a tough guy, and he would fight and he would shoot it up, he was smart. And he did not believe in starting problems unless certain situations. When I saw him die, it's like, even to this day, I look at some of these guys and I'd be like, to myself, I don't disrespect people, but to myself, I'd be like, no, dude, no. You might be a little psychotic, but you ain't, and I wouldn't tell any of these guys that out of respect. I've had arguments with guys where I said things, but when I saw him die, I knew that anybody can get got out here. Anybody could die. There's nobody invincible, including myself. Because I knew this dude since we was younger, and I came out the yard. We was having a big brawl in the neighborhood. I came out the yard and literally saw this man fighting 7 people by himself. Like, some of our guys, they were in shock. Like, a lot of people were in shock when that happened because they didn't know the inside scoop to it all, like I did, like he did, like the people involved did. So some of the guys, the whole thing kind of caught them by surprise. They weren't helping. I come out, he's fighting 7 people. Of course I jumped in it. You know, and it was me and him against all 7 of them. Had to be, it could have been more, but it had to be at least 7. And they all was ganging up on him. He was fighting them all. If I was like, and this is not a shot at nobody's hood, but if I was like, hey man, I got this, I got that, I got 50 and this, that, I really believe that he would have ran through anybody's hood. Any hood. That's just how he was. But if you had a reason, he would have had your back no matter who it was. And he's gone. He's gone. And I'm sure some guys like him, but none of those guys are invincible. All it takes is for you to get hit in the right spot with a fist or a bullet, and your life is over. Or to be driving a car and you get hit, high impact, your life is over. None of us are invincible, man. We're just not. I mean, you gotta understand that there, man. You know, nobody's invincible. Anybody can die in these streets, whether it be by car accident, whether it be by something can drop out of the sky and hit you in the head. That's why I think we need to practice. We need to get to respecting each other more. And you know, sometimes, like, I've always known that every fight ain't worth having. Like, it's some dudes I knew I could have whooped, I could have showed off, but I ain't even fight them. Like, it just wasn't, I didn't feel like it was worth it. And that's how guys need to be, because if you haven't noticed, the murder rate in a lot of U.S. cities is up dramatically. And part because guys not respecting each other and guys not respecting each other's lives. I mean, really, realistically, what could your op have done to you? Some of you, like, sometimes people cross the line and people just want their revenge. But all of y'all, some of y'all conflicts is bunk, man. Where you want to kill this man who got kids. He trying to turn his life around over some words. And in some cases, you started up with him trying to punk him out. And he just stood up for himself, and now you want to kill him. We got to stop that, man. We got to stop that, man, because none of us are invincible, and we should always know that. Like, it's one thing, you can stand up for yourself, stand your ground. But while you're doing it, just know you're not invincible. I know I'm not invincible while I stand my ground. So, as long as you know that, man, you know, and just respect other people's hoods. Stop fighting over blocks, man. If you know that's your rival, just, you stay on your side, let them, and y'all stay on your side. Because at the end of the day, it's really the people against them peoples. If y'all been paying attention, y'all know who I'm talking about when I say them peoples. It's you against them peoples. Simple as that. It ain't even about none of these other disagreements. Most of these disagreements is made by the same group, and it's to create chaos. And now it's going to be even more chaos. The U.S., and I talked about that on another video. The U.S. just passed a law that's going to have this country like Japan. Guys ain't going to even want to approach girls no more. Because they could say, oh, he's harassing me, like some of them been doing on the internet at the gym. It might be time for all men gyms, all women gyms, like some other countries. Now that this law is passed, guys, y'all got to be careful. Like, be careful with these women when you trying to approach them and stuff now. And don't try to get with nobody in nobody's DM. That's over with. They ended that. Because all they got to do is say you've been harassing them, and they can mess your money and your life up. So just think about this stuff, man. Just think about it. Like, I grew up on 19th and Hampton and here in Milwaukee. If you from Milwaukee, you know about 19th and Hampton. And I just told y'all a story about one of my guys who is known in these Milwaukee streets, who's gone. He's gone, man. And I know he was hardcore. He was not soft at all. Yeah, he used to try to keep people, like when I used to play sports, he'd be like, man, you need to leave the street stuff alone, man. You can get us all out. You do right on that field. You know, he used to say stuff like that. But he's gone, which proves that you can be a tough guy. And y'all gotta understand this too. Every state has a hood with guys that can hold their own with the guys from the other hoods. What's the big deal? If you put the hoodest people from every state, every city, from most notorious hoods, if you put them all under one roof or in one jail, it'll be complete chaos. Like, I mean, and you wouldn't be able to, if you was like, we ain't gonna say what hood we from. Like, one of the rules, you can't say what hood you from. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference. I think that would be a good reality TV show idea. Y'all heard it from me first. So if y'all see it, I'm suing them. Where you take the guys out of the most notorious gangs, most notorious hoods, put them in one area, and tell them y'all can't kill each other, but y'all got, you can live a hood lifestyle, but you gotta abide by these rules. You can't kill, so on and so forth. And then see who's the last one left. Like, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. And then the winner tells what hood he was actually from. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Only way you would kind of be able to know is by how they talk. I think that would be, I might write this up. Because that would be viral. And it would prove the point I'm making is that none of us are invincible and you can't underestimate nobody. Just like I was watching the guy Miko, he's from Atlanta. He goes through the different hoods. And he was in this area in Miami. And I'm like, yeah, that was hood. But look, if he came to Milwaukee, you think he was nervous then? Go on the east side. Go to the trade, certain areas. There's so many areas in Milwaukee like that. The Meadows, my old area, which is Hampton. All up Hampton. You practically have to get to the suburbs for Hampton not to be sketchy. Then you got the trades, you got what they call the foes. You got all these different hoods, man. And he really just let them go through. You got all these groups, the Kia boys. These dudes do not be playing when it comes to this hood stuff. And the thing about Milwaukee, these guys will gas you up too. Oh man, yeah, man, give me everything. That's how they are. You got to be careful in Milwaukee. And that's not even being a punk. You just got to use your mind, your brain. Like when I do my pickups and stuff, I try to stay away from certain areas. Like, and just as I'm speaking, somebody ran a red light. Milwaukee is dangerous in so many ways. But yet, me living here, I would never underestimate nobody else's hood. Because you can get got in anywhere. You can get got in Maine. You know, that's why you show everybody respect. You show no one fear. And you don't disrespect nobody's hood. Because Chicago dudes, I mean, I like Chicago dudes. Like, I've always got along with Chicago guys. But don't underestimate them hoods, man, because I done been there many times. You just can't, man. I done been to Detroit. You can't. None of these places. I've been through St. Louis, but I haven't been like all the way through like the hoods of St. Louis. But you can't underestimate none of these guys. Flint, I've been around dudes from Flint. I know the vibe. Like, I know the vibe. Like, I've been around guys from Fort Worth. One of the coolest dudes ever. But he had that vibe. He's not to be played with. Like, he was just a cool guy, man. Worked with him, you know, down there people be doing labor readies. Sometimes they can't find jobs because they records. Some of them dudes be cool, but they be hood cats, man. I'll never underestimate nobody's hood. And when I was working in juvenile, I always tried to teach those guys that even if you don't like somebody, man, don't disrespect their hood. Then them guys giving each other their address. I'm like, dude, why would you give him your address? No, the people in your house ain't got nothing to do with you and him. But I was the bad guy, though. I was trying to teach these guys, but I was the bad guy. And some of those dudes they was young, but you could not underestimate them, man. They will try to get you. So when they make their threats, you don't be scared, but you know you got to watch your back. And I'm going to wrap this up. But that's why you just got to learn. There's hood places everywhere. Even if I go somewhere, right, and I get like a nicer vibe from their hood than I do from Milwaukee, I ain't gonna really say too much about it, but I will say that for the most part, if you can make it in Milwaukee, you can live in Milwaukee, you can live in a lot of different places. And that's just honest. That's just being honest. But that's what we got to learn, man. We got to learn, okay, you're not a punk for letting him slide, man. You're not. Because what's going to happen if you get him and somebody see it? You gonna go to prison. He gonna be dead. And possibly in hell. And it's a lose-lose situation because both of y'all families are gonna lose. Both of y'all families gonna lose. Because no matter who the person is, it's somebody that loved that person. So both of the families gonna lose. And that's why, like, we gotta learn how to walk away. We gotta learn how to tell our guys, man, chill out, man. Just forget about that, man. Get this money. You gotta learn that, man. I remember some years back, I had to stop one of my guys. He's finna do something that was gonna jeopardize both of us. I probably wouldn't be out here right now. I stopped him. Just flat out stopped him. People done stopped me in the past from doing dumb stuff. Gotta learn how to stop each other. Gotta learn how to respect each other. I'm gonna close with that. This is The Truth, man. The channel is no matrix, no killing people for humbug reasons. It should be something very bad, drastic, for you to even think about that, man. Love your freedom. Live your life. Accomplish something. No simping. All subjects channel. Thanks for watching.